15 years ago, British wildlife cameraman Dave Houghton travelled to Africa to join a team determined to save Namibia's most iconic species, the cheetah.
Cyclops!
Often trapped and killed by farmers protecting livestock, the cheetah is now getting a second chance. Dave and his partner, Carla Conradi, work for an organisation rescuing cheetahs and other endangered animals, in the hope that they can then return them to the wild.
This is certainly a million miles away from where I grew up, and I never thought I would be here doing this job, working with the cheetahs and leopards, and I dreamed about it, but I never thought it would be a reality.
He's the boy!
The first group of orphan cheetahs have already been released into a 40,000-acre wildlife reserve.
It's okay, girlie. Just don't come for me, okay?
Dave and Carla have done all they can. From here on in, the cheetahs are on their own. A gang of 5 rescued cheetahs have just spent their first night in the Okanjima Wildlife Reserve. This morning, Africat's Rescue and Release Officer, Dave Houghton, is checking on them. Along with Director of Welfare, Carla Conradi, and Field Coordinator AJ, Dave is responsible for the cheetahs' safety in the reserve. Dave's using telemetry equipment to get a fix on the cheetah's location.
I think they're up, probably close to the road up here, AJ, a bit, so just keep going slowly, because they're quite close according to this.
The signals suggest the 5 haven't strayed too far from their release site.
Shall we go on foot from here, guys? You see them, AJ?
Yeah, I just caught a glimpse of a little bit of white. Oh yeah, I can see them there.
They're looking pretty relaxed anyway.
But one of the cheetahs is on the alert. 4-year-old Frankie has spotted movement further along the track.
Warthog, action.
A female warthog and her young have stumbled into the cheetah's path. They're at least 500 yards away, but already Frankie is onto them.
Oh, look, they
got
can see
action.
it. They might be really long-sighted, eh? Look at
Yeah.
that.
In the wild, male cheetahs will hunt together. Bones follows Frankie into the thick bush, leaving the others behind.
Someone's calling, aren't they? Yep,
Yeah.
calling.
It's the one that got left behind, probably.
Frankie has never encountered warthogs before. Adult females are fiercely protective of their young, and an altercation could be extremely dangerous.
One of the mothers actually got the warthogs got separated from the youngsters, and we think that those 2 cheetahs have gone in to see if they can find them. So we need to kind of get up there as quick as possible. And we've got a cheetah here now, 2 cheetahs on the right here now.
The adult warthog is nowhere to be seen, but Frankie has successfully brought down one of her young.
Oh, poor Piggy. Poor Piggy. Piggy dead?
No, not yet. It's a youngster. But he's got a proper throttling hold on his throat. Yeah.
Cheetahs kill by suffocating their prey, clamping their jaws around the throat and windpipe. Frankie seems to know exactly what to do.
Come on, the
I
left
know this
looks
is not
like.
supposed to be the reaction. I just can't handle seeing poor Piggy.
It's all over, and Frankie takes his prize to the shade of a nearby tree.
Well, You know, that's the thing they normally have to learn from their mum, that throttling. I mean, you got it straight off then, which is good.
Cheetahs expend huge amounts of energy when hunting. Their heart rates climbing to 150 beats per minute during a high-speed chase. Frankie is clearly feeling it.
Well, Frankie's still exhausted by the sounds of it. I'm still trying to catch his breath. And Bones is waiting for Frankie to let go, and he thinks he's going to try and steal it.
The 5 have been in the reserve for less than 24 hours. They've already made 2 kills, and this is Frankie's first.
Frankie still hasn't eaten anything.
Nothing.
I hope he's okay.
Oh, fine.
You just think he's
Frankie.
completely overwhelmed by the whole thing.
That is his first kill ever.
It is his first kill ever. Frankie's either still recovering. I mean, he's still panting fairly hard there. And Bones is just taking full opportunity because he's a pig.
Wild cheetahs are normally taught to hunt by their mothers, but these orphans seem more than capable of looking after themselves.
The kill was perfect. Frankie did the proper, you know, kind of throttling kill here. Never hunted in his life before and got it right first time. So it's going to go from strength to strength. I'll be pulling down giraffe next, I guess.
When the cheetahs were released into the reserve, no one really knew how successful they'd be. It's a fantastic result, but the experience has left Carla with mixed feelings.
It is a bittersweet moment in terms of I don't like to see animals squealing or being killed, but yes, I am proud of them, and it's something that I'm going to have to get used to. They're on their kill number 2. I'm quite shocked actually that it's happened so fast. I'm really proud of them, and they're going to go from strength to strength.
Eventually, having caught his breath, Frankie lays claim to his prize and heads off for a well-deserved meal. To live on the Okanjima Reserve is to share your home with the wild.
Round the gate, round the gate. There we go. Come on.
From the cheetahs through to wild jackal pup Bandit, who has taken up residence at her house, Carla is surrounded by animals. But she wouldn't have it any other way.
Living with animals is become a part of what I do. I certainly couldn't go back to living in a house in Cape Town, maybe with a cat and a dog. I don't have children. My animals are my children, and there are over 100 of them at the moment, so it keeps me fairly busy. No, there's no ways I could go back to that sort of lifestyle.
Along with Bandit and the cheetahs, there's another group of animals that both Carla and Dave have grown incredibly attached to. They're a pack of 4 African hunting dogs, and they arrived at the foundation 5 years ago as orphaned pups. The dogs were discovered buried alive in an abandoned warthog hole after their parents had been shot by farmers. And for weeks, Dave and Carla fed them through the night to keep them alive. The dogs now have the chance to join the cheetahs in the reserve, and preparations have been going on for quite some time.
Okay, Rain, okay. Okay, my girl.
6 weeks ago, the dogs were anaesthetised, so the veterinary team could carry out vaccinations.
Can someone call Carla, please?
Anaesthetising any animal is risky, but after a stressful procedure involving the entire team, all the dogs were vaccinated.
I've got Spot here. And this is...
That's Ruby, that's Rain,
This
and
is
that's Ricky.
Ricky, yeah.
2 reds, 1 purple.
This was just the first step of a 2-stage process that will eventually lead to the hunting dog's release. The Okanjima Wildlife Reserve is home to a host of different species. And if everything goes to plan, there could soon be another. The Africat Foundation's pack of 4 hunting dogs are scheduled for release in the coming weeks. Alpha male Spot and alpha female Rain will soon be leading the pack out onto the reserve to begin an exciting new adventure. This morning, Dave is on the east side of the reserve, checking out the release site. Having cared for the dogs since they were just days old, Dave wants to give them as much help as he can in the days leading up to the release.
We're just coming up now to what's going to be, for our dogs, the big wide world. It's like leaving home for the first time. These guys have led a pretty cosseted life, and they're now going to go and face the dangers of the world. I've seen them hunt a mouse, which is as big as they've hunted. They're now going to be facing things a lot larger and a lot more dangerous.
As a pack, hunting dogs work together to bring down prey. But out here in the reserve, there are some animals the dogs would do well to avoid.
Over here, just next to me, there's a family of warthogs. When the dogs come in here, they're actually going to be pretty good, fair game. But further on, there's a small herd of oryx. If you see the horns on an oryx, they're pretty sharp and they can actually kill predators very easily. So it's going to be quite an anxious time for us. If they mix with oryx, then we could have some drama on our hands.
In 24 hours, the next stage of the release process will begin, as the dogs receive their final round of vaccinations.
Ruby girl. Where's the Ruby girl? Where's the Ruby girl? Come. Hey?
Back at base, the dogs are getting one last meal before Dave and Carla have to say goodbye to them.
Do you want to just call them and let them in?
Yeah, just call them and let them in.
Here they come. Here, puppets. Hello. Hello.
Hunting dogs are social animals with strict hierarchies, and in this pack, 5-year-old Spot is the alpha male.
Spotty dog, come. Come. There's a good boy,
he's a
there's a boy.
Hunting dogs are sometimes called painted dogs because of their distinctive markings. And Spot was named after the white mark on his back. The alpha female is Rain, with her sisters Ricky and Ruby coming bottom of the pecking order.
They're all lining up there, hungry and waiting. As you can hear, they're really vocal.
Hunting dogs will often rally in a noisy greeting ceremony before a hunt. And when a kill is made, there are strict rules over who eats first.
They love their food. They eat really, really quickly. So you've got to be fast.
In the wild, only the dominant female will breed. The rest of the pack do the hunting and are responsible for feeding the young.
There goes Rain with the food. She's run away with it.
In this case, alpha female Rain eats first. Submissive Ruby will have to wait.
Poor old Ruby there is going to be last. She's one of the lower females, so what she'll do is she'll wait until Rain has had her full, and then she'll go for the scraps.
The dogs have been under Dave and Carla's care since they arrived at just 3 weeks of age. Raising them was a huge challenge, but saying goodbye will be just as difficult.
These dogs are now 5 years old, so we've raised them for 5 years. It wasn't something we planned on. You know, we just got phoned and asked if we'd take them. And they were a real handful, an unexpected handful. It was hard work, but we really grew to love them. And it's quite scary putting them out there in the wild.
If all goes to plan, the dogs will soon be in the reserve and fending for themselves. After watching them grow up at the foundation, Dave and Carla will soon have to follow them from afar.
It's not going to be for much longer that I can sit here lying watching them do their thing. So I'll treasure it while I can.
Just days ago, Dave and Carla said goodbye to another old friend, 5-year-old Cheetah, Cyclops. It was an exciting day when Cyclops was released into the reserve after 18 months in captivity.
He started his long journey, so hopefully from here on it'll be good news, and if he does as well as the other guys, then we're really rocking and rolling.
Cyclops avoids human contact whenever possible, and since he was released, the team have struggled to get a close look at him.
Cyclops?
Can you still see him?
No. Cyclops?
Cyclops only has the use of one eye, and there's a concern it might be hampering his ability to hunt. If he's unable to sustain himself, he might have to be withdrawn from the release program. Dave is beginning to get worried.
It gives us sleepless nights when we can't find them. I wasn't here yesterday. Carla went out and she spent most of the day looking for him and didn't find him. So, you know, she's the one who worries the most. So she had more of a sleepless night than me. But I'm pretty sure we'll find him. It's just that, you know, it's a big place. We don't know the roads too well. We're just learning them now, just by driving them. You know, we see a new road and we go down it, and then we know where it goes.
Yesterday, Carla picked up a faint signal more than 20 miles from Africat's headquarters at the western edge of the reserve.
Ah, good.
Dave has returned,
There's a faint signal there.
hoping that Cyclops may have remained in the area.
The direction we're going. So, we're obviously heading the right way. Now we can get a bit closer and try again. It's kind of a catch-22 situation, you know. We want him to go wild, but we need to see him, so we don't want him to go wild just yet.
After more than 3 hours on the road, the signal gets stronger.
He's in there somewhere. What I'll do now is just leave the car here, and then I don't think he's far in. Go into tracking mode. Straight ahead. Ha! Cyclops, come. I told you it was straight ahead.
In the wild, the cheetah's distinctive markings provide excellent camouflage, allowing them to stalk prey to within 20 meters before a chase.
Come on, boy. Hey. Look. Come on. There, you watching? Come. Come. Come on. Because he's only got the one eye, I have to make sure he sees the bowl go down. Obviously he hasn't got binocular vision like everybody else. Here he comes now. So we'll just have to make a point of showing him very plainly. Here he comes.
As Cyclops approaches, Dave is able to finally assess his weight.
His condition looks good, actually. Of course, as we know, water is more important than food. He can go without food a lot longer than he can go without water. Now he gets the water, it's helping to rehydrate him a bit. Look at his little face, bless him.
Cheetahs are naturally slender animals, and their stomachs become discernibly larger after a kill. Cyclops appears to be sustaining himself.
You didn't drink much, huh? Okay, well, it looks like he's drunk about half of that. So I think he might have had something to drink. If not today, then maybe last night. They get a lot of moisture from their prey, from the blood and body fluids and things like that. So, in the wild, they don't need to drink every day.
Dave will still want clear evidence that Cyclops is able to bring down a decent-sized kill. But for now, he's happy to let him remain in the reserve.
Carly, copy?
I read you.
Okay, I found him and he's fine.
Where was he?
He's on the western fence line.
Hey, I was there.
Yeah, he looks like he's eaten something yesterday, I think.
Oh, goody. Okay, thank you. You're coming home now?
Yeah. Okay, ciao.
After giving everyone the runaround, Cyclops is beginning to prove he can survive in the wild. And what's more, his behaviour suggests he's a much more content cat now he's on the other side of the fence.
One of the reasons I do this job is to get these animals back out where they belong, and to see a cat as relaxed as that when he was in captivity, he was quite a wild cat. And, I mean, you'd never see him, he was hiding behind everything. But now he's in his element, and he obviously feels, a lot better being in his element and a lot more relaxed. And that's basically why I do this job.
Cyclops still has much to prove before he can go back into the wild. But every day he survives out here in the reserve, he's one step nearer to freedom. At the base of the Omboroko Mountains in central Namibia lies the Okanjima Wildlife Reserve, home of the Africat Foundation and a place of hope for rescued animals. For the inhabitants, it's a peaceful morning. But an hour away, a wild leopard lies caged, trapped after killing a farmer's sheep. And after a night in captivity, she's highly stressed. Namibian law permits the shooting of animals that prey on livestock. But thankfully, farmer Jan Lakuskachny knows that Africat offers an alternative.
Saturday, one of my workers come and told us that she caught a sheep. And my son take the cage and put it there, and put the sheep in the cage, and on Sunday he caught the leopard. Normally we try not to kill it. We caught it, but we try not to kill it. Morning, Dave.
Oh yeah, and that's it.
Fine, and you?
In a while, huh?
Jan's called in rescue and release officer Dave Houghton to relocate the leopard safely away from his farm.
Let's have a look.
She'll need to be anaesthetised using a dart gun, but Dave won't be taking any chances. Leopards are powerful cats and can be ferocious when cornered.
I always wear this when I deal with leopards.
You always wear it?
Yeah, because I just like to feel a little bit safer just in case.
Yeah.
Whether I'll actually get the time to use it or not, I don't know. It looks to be a female, but she looks healthy and she's, angry, which is good. She's not kind of all down, and it's always nice to have a cat that's alert, and she's certainly that. So. Okay.
Just like the cheetah, the leopard is struggling in a world where natural habitats are shrinking. Without help, the wild population in Namibia would soon be at risk.
Okay, and I'm going to try and
I might need you to get her attention.
Okay.
Because I need to get her in one of these big muscles here,
Okay.
you know.
Okay, so I must go that side.
Yeah, if you can go just go this
Okay.
side. One of the, if she's going to be crashing around, you know, it's quite hard for me to get the right muscle, but. Okay, just. Okay, it's okay, girl. It's okay, my girl. It's okay. Okay, go. Okay. Basically, we need to back off now because otherwise, if she's too stressed, then the drugs take a long time to.
Oh, okay.
Because the adrenaline goes through the body.
Yeah.
Die gaan weg.
Dave needs to examine the leopard to ensure she hasn't injured herself in the cage. But he'll only move in when he's certain the drugs have done their job.
Dealing with leopards is a lot different to cheetahs. I mean, a cheetah can hurt you, but it very rarely kill you. But if one of these guys got out, you know, if it was a fully awake one, it can really, well, it can kill you. It can really stuff you up.
But Dave, is she asleep?
I think she is.
You must make sure, my friend.
She's grumbling a little bit, but I think she'll be okay. Oh, she's old. Yeah. You can tell by her teeth. All of her teeth are very yellow. So she's a pretty old cat. I would say probably about maybe 7 or so.
Despite her dental problems, the leopard is in good shape, and Dave is confident she's more than capable of taking care of herself.
Okay, well, even though her teeth are pretty shot, she's still got plenty of weapons on hand. Her claws, which as you can see, and which in a leopard are retractable. In a cheetah they're semi-retractable, so that's why a leopard's claws are sharper than a cheetah, because these guys are always protected and they're not, when they walk, they're not kind of wearing down in the ground. But as I say, she's in good nick, in good condition.
In the wild, leopards will eat anything, from dung beetles through to large antelopes, and sometimes even monkeys. Jan's pet vervet monkey, Uppy, is staying well out of the way.
Come see. Huh? All very brave when it's in a cage.
Yeah. Hey. I'm at the sharp side.
Yeah.
At the moment, there's already a high population of leopards at Okanjima, so Dave will need to find an alternative release site.
What is it? Don't be a scaredy cat. Come.
The leopard will stay at the foundation until plans are made. Since the Africat Foundation began its work nearly 20 years ago, more than 1,000 big cats have been rescued, and now some of them are getting a second chance in the wild. Back at the reserve, one of the first rescued cheetahs to be released is giving the team cause for concern. With her feisty temperament, 4-year-old Koko seemed a prime candidate for the release project.
Koko is actually quite a brave cheetah, and she will give you trouble if she got half the chance.
You're all right. Look, I'll back off for you.
In the days since the release, Koko has maintained her position in the group, but there's a problem. She's been spotted limping, and there are concerns she could have been injured. At the eastern edge of the reserve, the 5 have made another kill, their biggest yet. It's a young oryx, and the cheetahs have been feeding on it since yesterday. Director of Welfare, Carla Conradi, and Field Coordinator, AJ, are hoping to get a look at Koko's leg before the cheetahs move on. If the injury is serious, she'll have to be removed from the group for treatment.
I just want to check that she's okay. She's had some exercise now, obviously chasing this oryx. So I just want to check everything's 100%. I'm hoping it was just a thorn and everything's all right. Lots of full tummies. And somebody's still having a last go at it.
Despite the concern for Koko's leg, Carla can't help being impressed by the cheetah's latest prize.
My heavens! Sure, those horns are quite big, hey? Nice and sharp. Hey, kids! Jeez, you've really demolished that thing.
Koko has already had her fill and is sleeping it off. Carla needs to get her on her feet to see her walk.
She's going to be very upset. She's
I'll
gonna
go.
love you.
I'll go round that way, and then I'll hopefully chase her this way. And you can just look at her.
The way she walks. She's going to stay on this side.
I won't make her run. I'll just make her walk. Hey, Koko, my girl. I'll go behind her.
Ordinarily, approaching a wild animal near a kill would be fraught with danger. But Carla has a close bond with Koko, having known her since she was a cub.
Sorry, Angel.
Just want to see your face.
So just get up.
Just
See?
get up.
Come on. Oh.
Well, she is putting weight on her foot.
Come. I know that tummy's huge. That tummy's huge. No, she's fine. Look.
Yeah, I know.
Cheetahs will normally run from danger rather than risk an injury that would reduce their ability to hunt. Carla's glad that Koko's feisty temperament hasn't landed her in trouble.
I'm very relieved. I had visions of having to take her out and the eternal warrior, take her out and she wouldn't have any more friends. So I'm very glad to see that everything's back to normal.
Exactly.
Happy that Koko's struggling with nothing more serious than a full tummy, Carla and AJ can leave the cats to sleep off their meal.
I think we should go now. It's getting dark.
Yeah.
Just how the leopard comes and grabs hold of us.
I'm quite a quick runner, so.
2 hours' drive from Okanjima, a new home has been found for the leopard that Dave rescued from a farm yesterday. She spent the night confined to her crate, so Dave is keen to release her as soon as possible.
So this is a leopard, is it?
Your girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Graham Higgs runs a nature reserve that can provide a safe environment for the leopard. She's been fitted with a radio collar, so he can monitor her while she establishes a new territory.
We're very happy to have her, and she certainly is a welcome addition to the population here. And we do know that in this area there is a male leopard, so we are hopeful that this will be a productive introduction to our leopard population on the farm here.
Leopards are solitary animals that guard their territory fiercely. Rival males will fight to the death, but this female should be tolerated. And at 7 years of age, she still has a few years of breeding ahead of her.
She's got a nice place here. Hopefully she'll stay. We don't know what's going to happen, but if it's nice enough and there's a territory for her to claim, then she may well stay. But you know, this is, for me, this is the best part of my whole job, and hopefully this girl's going to do well. And then I know you want to get some pictures, so we can line your car up, but you need to get inside because they can be pretty
vicious.
pretty,
when they come
yeah,
up.
pretty
upset,
quiet.
yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Dead right.
After 48 hours in captivity, the leopard is highly stressed, and once she's released, there's no telling what she might do. Dave has modified the crate so he can open the door from the safety of his car.
You know, unlike a cheetah, a leopard is a lot more dangerous because leopards have been known to, well, I mean, I've had it a couple of times where they've jumped on the car and shouted at me through the window. And then, you know, I've actually seen a video of someone releasing a leopard where they didn't put the window up and it wasn't nice, the end result.
Graham and Dave retreat to the safety of their vehicles, and finally, the door can be opened. She takes a moment to scan the area. And then, she's gone. Graham will monitor her progress and keep Dave updated in the weeks ahead.
This is always the best part of my job. You know, to seeing the cat run off back into the wild where it belongs is the best part of everything that I do, and I can't think of a better place for her to be.
As the sun rises over the reserve, hunting dog Spot and his 3 sisters are relaxing, unaware of the tension building next door.
10 milligrams Zolotol.
Spot and the others arrived at the foundation 5 years ago as abandoned newborn pups, and were it not for Dave and Carla, they would have died.
We've invested a lot into them. You know, we've worried with them when they were sick, sleepless nights.
Just like the cheetahs, the dogs are now being offered a new life in the wild. This morning, Dr. Gerhard Steenkamp has flown in from South Africa to dart them, so they can receive their vaccinations. Once the procedure is over, they'll be taken to a soft release site, in preparation for entering the main reserve.
Spot.
While Gerhard and Dave prepare the vaccines, Carla tries to keep her nerves in check.
Big day for all of us. I'm not looking forward to it. Darting the dogs is a nightmare from start to finish. They are really nervous. They're going to see that dart gun and they're going to start running, and poor Gerard's going to have to get them down as quickly as he can.
Hopefully we get them all first time round. They all work according to the textbook and take the drugs and go to sleep. The trick is just to get 4 darts into 4 dogs as quick as possible. It's going to be the challenge.
Anaesthetizing any animal is risky, and the longer the dogs are under, the higher the chance of complications.
Both Carla and I have been very, very stressed about the whole thing. It's, these guys are our babies. We've raised them from, 3 weeks old when they were like, 3 inches long or something ridiculous. And, for anything to go wrong would be a nightmare.
The plan is to let the dogs into their usual feeding enclosure. Once they're contained, darting them should be fairly straightforward.
Come on, puppet! Come on! Come on, puppet! Come on! In you go!
But hunting dogs are highly intelligent, and Carla thinks they can sense that something's amiss.
They've seen us plotting already, and they know something's up.
The last time the dogs were darted, Spot became incredibly stressed, so this time they'll dart him first.
Spot's the one closest to you now. He's in the back now, sitting down. There's a dog coming in from the left.
Once Spot's darted, the race is on.
The one laying down.
Hunting dog hierarchies have been known to change when a pack is anaesthetized. To avoid unsettling the dogs, the team want them to go under together so they can wake up and be released at the same time.
Okay, great. Ruby, come. Move. Okay. Good shot, sir. Good shooting.
All the darts are in, and now the team just has to wait for the drugs to do their work.
I've got a bit of a smile on my face because it all went very well. The doctor is a crack marksman.
The main thing is to just keep the animal safe. Make sure you get the darts in the right area.
Now the dogs are down, they'll need to be transferred to the clinic for vaccinations and collars. But it's heavy work. An adult hunting dog can weigh more than 6 stone.
God, he's heavy.
Hey?
He's heavy.
I know. We're all getting too old for this big story.
Yeah. Now Spot's quite a big boy. I think he's been getting the lion's share of the food ever since he's been here, actually. But the males are normally a bit larger than the females. It's okay.
Once the dogs have been vaccinated and collared, they're transferred to crates and given a reversal of the anaesthetic. And then it's a 10-minute dash to the soft release site. After a lifetime in captivity, this will be the dogs' first look at the big wide world.
They're going to freak out about this wildlife that's running around here. They're going to get so excited.
Dave and Carla haven't been in with the dogs since they were 4-month-old pups.
Do you want the big one or the small one? That one's
Choose
a
your
bit.
weapons.
Yeah, this is easier to wield. This one.
Bloody hell. Thank God they're still slightly dopey.
There's no telling what the dogs might do once the crates are opened, and the team decide it's better to be safe than sorry.
When they were little, we used to protect ourselves with 3 layers of clothing and some Wellington boots. They bite really hard, and they bit hard when they were puppies. I'm sure they could do some major damage now.
It's okay, it's okay. Shh, shh, shh. Hey, calm down, boy, calm down.
Not that the broom's actually going to be of much help, but it just makes me feel a little bit safer.
I've got absolutely no idea what's going to happen with these guys. It's in the lap of the gods, basically.
It was nice knowing you.
Finally, after a lifetime in captivity, the dogs are about to get their first taste of freedom.
I'm going to do it on 3. You can count.
Spot and Rain are the first to be released.
1, 2, 3.
Ricky and Ruby quickly follow. Immediately, the dogs begin vocalizing in a noisy greeting.
They all seem very happy and running around, and I don't think they're actually exploring yet. They're still, really kind of getting to know each other again.
Only time will tell whether the pack hierarchy has been affected by the move. But for now, Carla's just glad the dogs have come through their ordeal safely.
It's quite unbelievable. It's an enormous relief that this has all gone well, and I'm just so thrilled that they are happy.
We'll be sad to see them leave us, but it's the best thing for them, and hopefully they're really going to do well. And if these guys go out and do what they're supposed to do, it's going to be an amazing thing for people to be able to come here and see. And I'm proud that we've got them this far, and hopefully we'll get them all the way.
Soon, the gates will open, and the dogs will join the cheetahs in the reserve. We'll continue to follow their progress as they take their first tentative steps to life back in the wild. Early evening at the base of the Omboroko Mountains in central Namibia. But while the inhabitants of the Okanjima Wildlife Reserve enjoy the sunset, at the clinic, there's an emergency.
Okay.
8 days ago, cheetah cub Quattro was rescued after being hit by a car. X-rays revealed multiple fractures in his leg. But he survived major surgery and finally returned to Africa to begin a lengthy recovery process.
I think he's obviously still a bit traumatised, obviously. I mean, I'm sure his leg's hurting him. That's okay, baby.
3 days ago, Rescue and Release Officer Dave Houghton decided to provide Quattro with some space to move around. It's a decision he's now regretting.
Okay. We put him in this slightly larger area here, and he was just so mobile. He was, trying to climb the gates and everything. And we're really worried that extra little bit of mobility he's damaged his legs, and it's a one-off thing. It's a one chance operation, and if he starts breaking bones and pulling the pins out and stuff, it's probably the only option would be to put him down. So I'm a little bit worried. I mean, I've come to change the bandage, and I'm hoping that everything, once the bandage is off, is still solid. It's fingers crossed. Okay.
Quattro's been anaesthetised. And with the help of the Foundation's director, Tristan Burma, Dave will have to remove the bandage to reveal the extent of any damage.
He's been chewing here and along the end. Cheetah flies in my hair.
Quattro's injuries were so severe that 7 screws were needed to realign just one of his fractured bones. After all the hard work, a mishap at this crucial stage of his recovery would be heartbreaking.
This is the moment of truth. Everything feels solid.
Yeah, it does, no?
Better look when I take this off. The wounds are not pussy.
In fact, it looks actually really good, huh?
Carla's been steeling herself for bad news.
No, it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really solid. It's all nicely healed.
It's not even septic.
No swelling, nothing.
Nothing.
After quite a scare, Dave won't be taking any more chances.
We're going to keep him in crates now. We're not going to let him in there so he moves around. I think things have already started fusing together, and he's got to go back for his follow-up X-ray. So, touch wood, it all stays like that.
As the Foundation's director, Tristan spends much of his time dealing with clients. To get hands-on with the cheetahs is a rare privilege.
You know, these are the things that I think, so many people out there, almost dream about having the opportunity to do. And for me, it's also learning something new every day. So it is a great opportunity to be able to come and help. Nice leg.
How does that feel?
Well, it looks sturdy. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be very happy to put a mirror in his crate.
You can look at it.
You can see.
See what he looks like. I'm very relieved. It's been a whole day of worrying.
Quattro's follow-up with the vets will be in 3 weeks. In the meantime, he'll be confined to quarters. If everything goes well, he can look forward to a possible release here on the reserve. This 40,000-acre site was designed to provide rescued cheetahs with a stepping stone to life back in the wild. Elsewhere in the reserve, other cheetahs are enjoying newfound freedom without the need for human care. The team aims to release 12 more onto the reserve in the coming weeks. Waiting in the wings, 4-year-old male Charlie and his female companion, Trish.
Trish, come!
Charlie was rescued at just 4 months of age and has grown up with human company. But Trish was a year old when she arrived, and she remains wary of people.
Trish has always been a nervous cat, ever since we've had her. She's got a little bit better, but if you go in to try and find the pair of them, you'll more than likely, 95% of the time, find Charlie, but not Trish. She kind of hears you coming and just keeps it out of the way.
Before the cheetahs can enter the reserve, Charlie needs dental surgery to repair a root canal. Dave is here along with Dr. Jose Ruiz to anaesthetize him before transferring him to the clinic, where the rest of the veterinary team are waiting. He's decided to dart Trish as well, so the 2 cheetahs can be released at the same time. The procedure will be stressful for both cats, but Dave is particularly worried about Trish.
Well, Trish is quite a special cheetah for me, really, because she's named after my sister, who sponsored her. Well, every time I come up and see Trish and Charlie in here, it kind of reminds me that I must let her know how Trish here is doing. I can see me SMSing every day once this Trish goes into the reserve. I'm sure she'll be worried and be texting me every 5 minutes as to how she's going.
Both cheetahs have been anaesthetised before and will recognise the dart gun. Dave hopes to get them under before they become too stressed.
I'm going to do Trish first. because she's the more skittish of the two.
Dave has confined the cheetahs in their feeding area. He needs to get a decent shot into Trish's leg muscle. But Trish seems to know what he's planning, and she won't make it easy.
No, you can't lay like that, girl. She knows.
Dave shoots. But the dart doesn't go in.
Okay, my girl, it's okay.
Trish's instinct is to run. But with nowhere to go, she's already becoming stressed.
Yeah, it bounced out. I don't know whether she got... We're going to have to give her some time now. No, I've got to re-dart her, so she's going to be even more switched on as to what's going on, and as soon as she sees me now, she's going to start pacing, which is what I didn't really want, but still, what can I do?
Dave lines up again. But misses once more.
Don't know whether it hit or it just... I don't know.
Cheetahs are unable to regulate their body temperature under anaesthetic, and Trish is already becoming hot. Darting her now is just too risky.
What's wrong?
No, she's just... I can't dart, can't try. First one bounced out, second one I don't even know if it hit her, but she's just pacing so much now, panting, I can't go for anymore. I can see me having a nervous breakdown by the end of the week. It's, you know, it's not good for them, especially, but, you know, it does kind of get me stressed as well. Ay, ay, ay.
Dave decides to turn his attention to Charlie. And thankfully, it's a direct hit.
Okay, it's back off.
Dave will return for Trish once she's had a chance to calm down.
It's okay, my girl, it's okay.
In the meantime, Charlie has an appointment with the dentist.
Oh, you're a fat boy.
At the Africat Foundation in central Namibia, 4-year-old male cheetah Charlie has been anaesthetised.
Okay, left upper. 1 wear. 2 wear pulp exposure.
Veterinary surgeon Dr. Gerard Steenkamp has flown in from South Africa.
Right, then the lower jaw.
He's about to carry out dental surgery, so Charlie can be released onto the Okanjima Wildlife Reserve after nearly 4 years in captivity.
Okay, so in this cat we're going to do 2 root canals and quite a few extractions.
The prognosis is not as good as we initially thought. We thought it was 1 or 2 root canals, but it looks like a little bit worse. So we're trying to sort it, and hopefully he'll go out there and he'll have a, well, not a full set of teeth, but he'll have as many as he needs to be able to survive out there in the wild.
Cheetahs use their canine teeth to maintain a chokehold on prey after a successful hunt. Sometimes they need to hold their grip for as long as 20 minutes to make a kill. So Gerard needs to ensure that Charlie's teeth are in the best possible condition.
And as you can see, we're starting to file in that canal. All that dirt that's coming out of there, that's basically food particles, sand, soil, bacteria. That is all staying inside the canal. Okay, so check 1 minute.
Once the inside of the tooth has been cleaned out, it's filled, just like a human root canal.
The whole thing is pretty graphic, and it does make one kind of shiver a bit. But cruel to be kind.
After nearly an hour, it's all over, and Charlie is all set to begin his new adventure in the reserve.
Well, I think it went well with Charlie, and I'm quite confident that in years to come, when I look at Charlie again, he will still have some sound teeth. So I'm quite pleased with how it went.
When Charlie wakes up, he'll be reunited with his companion, Trish. The two will then be moved to a temporary enclosure before their release onto the 40,000-acre reserve in just a few days' time. Before the gates opened on this special place, the cats rescued by the AfriCat Foundation had to remain in captivity. Now the reserve is up and running, every cheetah has a second chance to return to the wild. But the process isn't without risk. Of all the cats released so far, 5-year-old male Cyclops has given the team the most sleepless nights. Cyclops has sight in only one eye. And when he was released, there were concerns that he might struggle to bring down prey. Events in the last 24 hours suggest otherwise. Dave and Carla have picked up a signal from Cyclops' radio collar on the western edge of the reserve.
Here it is.
And when they find him, he's resting, his stomach full.
What have you done with it? Oh, you're so full you can't move now. Huh?
Yesterday, he was spotted on a kill.
Big fat, look at your tummy.
And Dave and Carla want to find out exactly how it happened.
Sure, he's obviously very full.
He's a clever boy, eh? Big fat clever boy.
In a clearing a few yards from where Cyclops is resting, lays his prize. It's a young kudu, a perfect catch for a solitary cheetah.
He just ambushed it.
I don't know, what do you do? I don't know whether he
How he actually killed it.
A kill of this size will ensure that Cyclops won't need to eat again for at least 48 hours.
I was just looking for, see if there's any puncture wounds here. Oh, there we go, on this side. He killed it right, he killed it the proper way by throttling it. Hasn't broken the skin on this side, but he has on this side here.
In the wild, cheetahs will eat quickly and then move away from a kill to avoid conflict with other predators. After 18 months in captivity, Cyclops seems to have forgotten the rules. But it seems he's still capable of taking care of himself.
The fact that he's done it on his own is great. He's managed to, and with one eye, so, you know, you kind of look at him and think he hasn't got much going for him, but he actually has. He seems a bit street savvy, that guy, so, which is good.
Dave and Carla took a gamble when they released Cyclops, but their faith in him has paid off. If he continues to do well, he'll soon be able to leave the reserve to go back into the wild.
Yes, no, I'm very happy for him. I was starting to have my niggling doubts that this might not work out. And so this has just made my day, really. And from now on, I think he can only go from strength to strength.
A new day on the Okanjima Reserve. And for two cheetahs, it's the start of an exciting new adventure.
Charlie looking interested already, I think.
I think he's going to come out easily. She's going to be the problem.
I think so.
Foodie time!
After getting the all clear from the dentist, 4-year-old Charlie is finally ready to be released into the reserve with his skittish companion, Trish.
Come.
She was eventually darted by Dave and given the all clear by medical staff. The two cats have spent the week in a holding enclosure adjoining the release site.
Come.
It's now time for them to begin fending for themselves.
Come on.
Oh, they're hungry.
Come on. Come, you guys. You're going to get ready to go to the gate, Carl?
I'm going to.
Come on.
Once the cheetahs leave their enclosure, their heads lower and their tails go down. After more than 3 years in captivity, they're nervous about leaving the safety of their enclosure.
Trish,
There's
Trish,
a good girl.
Trish, Trish, come.
It's me that she's focusing on.
Come, girl.
Cheetahs are flighty animals, and Charlie and Trish will run at the first sign of danger. While Carla's attention is focused on Trish, Charlie grabs his food and heads straight back in.
Let her go and then I'll get him out.
Yeah.
No, you can't go in here, girl.
Go that way, baby.
Having secured her food, flighty Trish hightails it away from the area.
No, that's not going to do it. We're going to have to chase him.
Yeah. Charlie, come.
Yep.
Charlie will need some gentle encouragement to join her.
No, that way.
You need to go out with Trish, boy. There we go. A little bit further. There's my boy. There we go. Come, Charlie. There we go.
There's a good boy.
Good lad. Well done.
Let's shut the gate this time.
Charles, you are a one.
Charlie has lived at the foundation since he was 4 months old and has no hunting experience. For the first few weeks, he'll be dependent on Trish, if she decides to stay. As he enjoys his last free meal, Trish returns and the two are reunited.
And I'm hoping that Trish will kind of stick by him for at least a little bit, just to show him the ropes. You know, the other cheetahs out there have had no hunting experience, but they're in a group, and they're in a group of 5, and there's a lot of support. Charlie on his own will be an entirely different story, I think.
It's not natural in the wild for a male and a female to stick together. So we'll find out. We'll see what happens.
At the base of the Omboroko Mountains in central Namibia lies a 40,000-acre wildlife reserve. The reserve is home to the Africat Foundation, a sanctuary for injured and orphaned animals, including some of Africa's most iconic species. The Foundation's long-term aim is to return as many animals as possible back to the wild, but some need extensive medical care and rehabilitation before that can happen. 8-month-old cheetah cub, Quattro, was rescued after being hit by a car. His leg was fractured in 4 places, but the team have been treating his injuries in the hope that one day he'll be strong enough to return to the wild.
It's a one chance operation, and if he starts pulling the pins out and stuff, it's probably the only option would be to put him down.
Today, Dave has driven Quattro 250 kilometers to the town of Windhoek, where Dr. Ulf Tubesing will assess Quattro's progress. Dave is desperately hoping he'll be given the all clear.
How are you?
Very good, yourself.
Yeah.
Quattro is a wild cheetah, and he's not the easiest patient. To examine Quattro, Dr. Tubasingh has to give him a sedative.
Okay.
Dave knows that anything less than a full recovery will place Quattro's future in jeopardy. To survive in the wild, Quattro needs to regain full movement in his leg. As the smallest of Africa's big cats, cheetahs rely on their speed and agility to bring down prey. If they can't hunt, they starve.
I will look at the lateral projection and see what that shows us. You see there's quite a strong callus here now. You know, it's already bridged over. This is healed up, that's healed up, so it's looking good.
Obviously, I'm a lot happier now. I was fairly confident after the last bandage change because I could feel that it was still solid, you know, and that was the thing that I was worried about.
Looks like all the stitches are gone. Fantastic. The foot is slightly rotated, but that the animal will adapt to quite easily. And then manipulating the elbow joint, you know, which is a little bit stiffer than the normal joint would be at this stage. You know, there's a lot more movement, but that is also due to lack of exercise and so on. You know, so as soon as the cat gets more active, you know, the muscles will get back and the mobility in the joint will improve as well. So all in all, I'm very happy.
As Quattro grows, the pins and plates in his leg will eventually fuse with his bones. All being well, he'll make a full recovery, and Dave can start to make plans for his release back into the wild. "250 kilometers away, on the east side of the Okanjima Reserve, lives one of Africat's most intelligent cheetahs. 4-year-old Twiggy has strong survival instincts. She was born in the wild, but when she was 2 years old, she was trapped after straying onto a farm. Twiggy was left inside the trap for days on end and was only fed scraps of meat and bone. She almost starved to death, but Dave and Carla rescued her and nursed her back to health. She's been at the reserve for 2 years and is radio collared in preparation for release.
Come, girl.
But Twiggy is wild at heart, and her instincts tell her to be wary of people.
Twiggy is a really shy cheetah, which is a good thing because there's a chance that she might still go back into the wild. She still has a good fear of man, so her chances are pretty good.
I think maybe if I just go in, give her a bit of space between the bowl and us, basically.
So we're going with the bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, you can try.
Is she even still there? Come, girl. Come.
The promise of a good meal eventually tempts Twiggy out of hiding.
There we go. There we go.
But not for long.
When we first got her, we used to feed her like 3 small meals a day, but she was so starving hungry that you'd put the bowl down and she'd finish the bowl before you could get out of the gate. And she used to come bounding up, and we were both terrified of her. We used to go in there with a stick. We used to take her out, it's your turn today. She was seriously terrifying. I mean, she's a big cheetah, just that she was so underweight and so starving. And I used to think that one day I'm going to turn my back and she's just going to jump on me.
This is actually the best part of the job, when we can see a cat like Twiggy, who came in skin and bones and is now a perfectly healthy animal and just about to embark on the second phase of her new life. And then she can go back out on the farmland. She's still got that kind of air of aloofness about her. She's still a little bit wild, a little bit scared of people, which is what she needs to give her that edge when she goes onto the farmlands.
If everything goes to plan, this will be one of Twiggy's last meals in captivity. In just 3 days' time, she's scheduled for release.
Yeah, no, that scar's always been.
Preparing to say goodbye to Twiggy gives Dave and Carla a chance to reflect on how far she's come. The photographs that were taken the day she was rescued tell their own story.
She was touch and go, eh?
They're pretty damn horrible,
They
aren't
are. Basically, that was through ignorance. You know, I mean, the farmer had her in a camp about 5 kilometres from the farmhouse, and he actually didn't go and check on her at all. And he was giving the staff the food for her, and they basically cut the meat off the bone and just gave her the bones. I mean, he was quite shocked when we went to dart the cat, what it looked like, because he said, well, I've been feeding it, you know. So it's, you know,
It's probably the worst case that we've seen.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't think she was going to make it. Although she was pretty feisty, even for the fact that she was, you know, clearly half dead.
Yeah.
But she was pretty damn feisty.
But thank God she doesn't look like that anymore.
Against the odds, Twiggy fought her way back from starvation. Her fighting spirit should serve her well when she faces her biggest challenge and returns to the wild. In Namibia, Dave Houghton and his partner Carla Conradi have devoted their lives to rescuing and rehabilitating Africa's injured and orphaned wildlife. For Dave and Carla, their work is their passion. They often form strong bonds with the animals they rescue, like Bandit, the orphaned jackal pup. But experience tells them not to get too emotionally involved. These animals are wild.
Look, I'll back off for you.
It's important for Dave and Carla to try and keep their distance. But in the comfort of their own home, it's a different story. And there's one animal that enjoys lots of hands-on attention.
I have a pet cat called Bean. He's different from the other animals that I deal with, simply because he's a pet and he's a companion. The other animals I have to say goodbye to. We have to rehabilitate them and send them back into the wild. Whereas with Bean, I can talk to him, he doesn't answer back. Somebody who can listen to your problems and not nag.
3 years ago, Carla faced one of her toughest challenges when Dave brought home a litter of hunting dogs. The tiny pups were rescued after being buried alive when their mother was shot and killed by a farmer. At just 3 weeks old, the pups were too young to fend for themselves, so Dave and Carla took them in and raised them. Against the odds, they survived. And 3 days ago, the dogs were darted and moved to this holding enclosure to prepare for release.
We're in the corner, so they've seen us.
Some research suggests that hunting dog hierarchies may change when a pack is sedated. So Dave and Carla want to make sure the dogs haven't been unsettled by the move.
They're coming.
Hello, babies. Hello. Hello. Hey. Hello.
When hunting dogs greet other members of their pack, they call out in an excited chorus.
Are you happy to see us?
It seems Dave and Carla haven't been forgotten. The dogs call to them as one of their own.
I think they miss us. I certainly miss them. But it is nice to see them come running in such a large enclosure and be so happy.
In the wild, hunting dogs live in packs, and their success relies on strong bonds and a strict hierarchy.
You hungry? Hey?
Let's move back a bit, Carl.
Watching the pack feed will allow Dave and Carla to observe how the dogs interact with each other, now they've settled into their new home. In this pack, Rain has always been the leader. As the alpha female, she normally eats first, but it seems things have changed.
But Rain is hanging back.
Rain's hanging back, but she has been hanging back for a while now.
Don't give up, girl.
Ricky used to be the lowliest member of the pack, but now she seems to be the one in charge.
Oh, Rain still hasn't had any.
No. Give some to Rain.
In wild packs, changes in hierarchy are not uncommon. As Ricky eats her fill, Rain waits patiently.
Apparently, this can happen with captive wild dogs. After an anesthetic, they re-sort out their social hierarchy, and it just happens that it reversed from what it was originally.
Eventually, Rain makes do with the scraps. Her submissive behaviour suggests she's already learned to accept her new place in the pecking order. As dawn breaks over the wilds of Namibia, the new day signals a new beginning for one of the reserve's most intelligent cheetahs, 4-year-old Twiggy. Twiggy was born in the wild, but had to be rescued when she was trapped by a farmer. She's already been radio collared in preparation for release, and today, Carla is going to open the gate to Twiggy's enclosure and release her onto the 40,000-acre reserve.
Because Twiggy's quite a shy cat, there's only me here at her release, simply because if there were any more people, she probably wouldn't come out.
Twiggy has a special place in Carla's heart. When she was first rescued, Twiggy was emaciated. But over time, Carla has nursed her back to health.
She came as a bag of bones, and we brought her up to good condition. She's now perfectly ready to go back into the wild. She's a big cat. I suspect that she might be able to hunt bigger things than just a normal average female. She's really big for a female. So yes, I've great expectations of her.
But first, Carla has to persuade Twiggy to leave her holding enclosure.
Getting a captive animal out of a fence is a lot harder than one would think it would be. That's what captivity does, unfortunately. They learn to know where the fence is and where they can't go pretty early. I mean, Twiggy's only been here a couple of days and she already knows where the safety is.
Because Twiggy was born in the wild, her instincts tell her to be wary of people. Seeing Carla as a potential threat,
This is it.
Twiggy goes on the defensive, and her behaviour sends a clear message.
Okay, girlie, just don't come for me, okay? Because this wasn't quite part of the plan. You were supposed to be a lot shyer than this, okay? Come on then. Come on then.
Cautiously, Twiggy edges through the open gate. She lowers her head in a threatening posture and heads straight for Carla.
Okay, you're a lot feistier than I thought. Maybe I can get behind you and shut that gate.
But Twiggy is too quick. She runs straight back into her enclosure.
Okay, plan B. I'm going to try and just chase her straight out. I don't know if she's going to come. pick up this stick. Oh my lord. Okay. Twiggy, no, that's not nice. Twiggy, no. This is not working out according to plan. Twiggy, come on. Now you've lost your food. Maybe if I back out all the way, you'll chase me. Come. Come. This is what she used to do when she first came. Are you being very protective over that food? No, no.
Carla tries to entice Twiggy out of her enclosure once more.
God, you're a monster. You're a monster.
But when she reaches the open gate, she quickly retreats.
The stick is to kind of maybe hold her off for a bit. I would certainly not beat her with it. No ways, that's not in me. And the cheetah would probably have to eat me, half of me, before I even retaliate. A cheetah of Twiggy's size could certainly do a bit of damage. And if they got you on the ground and got you by the throat, they could probably kill you. And she's a big girl. She's a big girl. Twiggy's always had that strange kind of springbok gallop, almost. But she's clearly protective over her food. I actually thought she'd lost that, but then I haven't come that close to her in a while. When she first came, she showed that type of behaviour. It's actually quite scary because she's pretty big. Even when she was skin and bone, she's still a tall cheetah. And you never quite know if she's going to jump on you or not.
Undeterred, Carla has one last try.
I'm now trying with piece number 2 to get her out the gate. Here goes. Twiggy, Angel. Come look. Mommy's got more. Twiggy,
This time, Twiggy leaves the holding enclosure without hesitation.
I'll put the bowl down here and then go circle around. Come.
And Carla is quick to take advantage.
Okay. The gate's closed now. At least the second piece of meat is a consolation for now shutting her out. She definitely doesn't realize that she's out. But honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if she's still in this vicinity tomorrow when we come and check on her. I just hope she kind of finds a little bit of shelter because it's pretty open here. Okay, Twigs, I'm leaving you. Hopefully we see each other tomorrow.
As Twiggy settles down to eat, she has no way of knowing that she's one step closer to the life she was born to lead. Carla will follow her journey to freedom.